Hey everyone, it's Mark Weens. Good morning from Georgetown in Penang, Malaysia. And today we are just gonna walk around, do some of the top things to do right here in Georgetown, eat some delicious food, and just see and explore the city. So this vlog is just gonna be about some of the top things to do right here in Georgetown. The first time I heard Georgetown, Malaysia, I was thinking that does not sound very Malaysian. And that's because Georgetown was named after King George III of Britain. And so Georgetown has a lot of history that goes way back, a lot of influence from outside countries and cultures, which reflects in the architecture, the buildings, the food. One of the best things to do when you are in Georgetown is to just wander around and walk the streets. There are so many cool things to see and lots of delicious food everywhere you look. But I've got a little like freebie tourist map that I picked up at the hotel. And so I've circled some of the attractions that I'm interested in visiting today. And so we'll just sort of wander around Georgetown today and try to find those attractions. But really, the joy of being in Georgetown are just exploring these colonial and just beautiful streets with the fusion of cultures. We're on Kimberley Street, and I think this street right here, which is called Carnarvon, we're right on that corner, and we're gonna stop here first at the Heritage, UNESCO World Heritage. I don't know if it's a museum or just an office, but we're gonna check that out first, and then we'll probably head over here to the jetty. Here we are at the first site, which is the Georgetown World Heritage Inc. And this is more of just an information center. And actually there are some good maps and some good information about visiting Georgetown. So this is a good place to come kind of as your first stop, just to see the map and also to get some extra information about places to visit. We've made it now to the very famous Lebu Armenians. There are some temples on the street, as well as just some well-preserved buildings and architecture, and lots of kind of touristy cafes and restaurants as well. Okay, right over there is a very famous place to take a photo, acting like you are sitting on a bike. But I think I'll just watch other people taking photos of it, because there's a pretty long line. Oh, renovation. This temple is one of the oldest Hokkien temples in Penang, or in Georgetown. And unfortunately, it is closed right now for renovation for the next month, he told us. But it was still okay to see it from the outside. But I guess that's just our bad luck for being here at the wrong, or the right place at the wrong time. We are walking now on our way towards the water, to the ocean front, to go to one of the Chinese jetties. We've walked through to the end of, I think you say it, Chu Jetty, but right along the ocean front there are a series of jetties, which are Chinese little settlements of stilted houses and homes and businesses right over the water. And now they are kind of touristy. There are a lot of like souvenir shops and like kind of snack stores, especially selling sweet drinks and sweet snacks. But it's a really nice place to visit, and you can just walk around and see the ocean, see the boats, and also see some of the traditional Chinese culture in these little settlements. Being here really reminds me of being in Hong Kong, and some of the traditional fishing villages in Hong Kong looks very similar to this. We're walking now on the next jetty over from the one we were just at, and this one looks much less busy and much less shops and souvenir shops, more of just residential homes. So we're gonna just walk to the end real fast, see the view, and then probably move on. We just finished here at the pier. I think that was just Lim Jetty. So now we're gonna head down the road, walking down here, and we're on our way to the Fort Cornwallis, which is here. We might stop around here and then circle back around here.
Can I have 4 too?
We just entered into Fort Cornwallis, and the entrance fee is 20 ringgits, and then they give you a wrist strap and also a bottle of water, and then you're just free to walk around the fort. But this fort was built in 1786, and it's the oldest and the largest fort in Malaysia. We just finished at Fort Cornwallis, and actually there's not that much to see in there. It's sort of just like an open park with walls and cannons around the outside. And I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought there would be more inside, and I thought the price was a little overpriced, but that's all right. Probably the coolest thing was the famous cannon on the corner, but you can even see that from the outside. So I'm not sure if it's worth it to pay the price to get in there, but you can definitely see Fort Cornwallis from the outside as well. We are on our way now walking towards Little India, but I think on the way we're going to stop by at St. George's Church, and then once we're in Little India, I think that's where we're going to try to find some lunch. Okay, actually before we get anywhere, we've just stopped at a fruit truck, and this truck is just piled with fruit, stacked almost to the roof. So you just kind of grab things in bags or grab things on stick. Thank you. Guava. Sour and sweet and crisp. I love it. I guess we're not having the best of luck with things that are open today. The St. George's Church is closed on Friday, and it happens to be Friday today, but that's okay. We don't really need to see from the inside. It's a nice view from the outside as well. Now on to Little India. After doing so much walking around, my shirt is literally soaking wet. But we just stopped in at a very, very well-known restaurant called Kapitan. They are very well known for their tandoori chicken, but I also wanted to order some of the curries, but they said that's not available until 1:30, and I think it's just 12 now, so that is unfortunate. But I just ordered a couple plates of tandoori chicken and naan. Okay, the tandoori chicken has arrived, and I got a piece of naan on the bottom, and then chicken, and actually the plate just came with one piece of tandoori chicken, but immediately upon receiving it, I had to order a second piece of chicken because I gotta have 2 pieces of chicken after walking around for all morning. Gotta have the lime on the tandoori. It's a nugget of chicken right there. I'm just gonna pull up. That smells incredible. Okay, that is a wonderful piece of tandoori chicken. It's salty, it's nice and smoky flavored, and you can taste that rich kind of buttery yogurt marinade on the outside of the chicken. Add some onions to that. Okay, that is definitely some excellent tandoori chicken. Dip it into that sauce. Cabbage. And what I really like is that the skin is taken off the chicken, so that all the flavor is on the actual meat instead of on the skin, like some types of grilled or roasted chicken. But just look at that, it's so good. We just finished with lunch, and I can't say for sure how the curries are, but that is definitely some awesome tandoori chicken. The flavor was just spectacular, and it was, yeah, just grilled to perfection. Right across the street from Little India is the Goddess of Mercy Temple, and it looks pretty small, but there's a lot of action happening around. I'm gonna go have a quick look inside. We are walking now on our way to a famous historical building called, I think it's called Fat Zi Mansion. Not sure exactly how you pronounce that. It's actually a guest house, but a historical building, which is supposed to be very well preserved. And they have a couple of different tour times per day. And so I hope we can get in on a tour. It's early afternoon now. Do you still have ticket for 2 p.m.?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
2 please.
Okay. 34 ringgit, sir.
34 ringgit. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, right.
Thank
go
you.
in now, huh?
Okay.
The main hall there, the tour starts there.
We arrived here just in time. The tour starts at 2 p.m. and we got here like 5 minutes early just by chance. So finally some good luck on our side. We just finished with the tour of the Blue Mansion, and luckily we got there right in time. The tour took about 45 minutes, and it was the mansion itself is absolutely beautiful and extremely well preserved and restored, and also the history that goes along with it is really fascinating. Mr. Chang, the tour was a little bit chatty, and I wish we would have gotten to see more of the mansion, but we did get an introduction and saw the kind of first few opening rooms of the mansion, and it was extremely very educational. Our guide was very knowledgeable about the house. The only thing I wish is that we could have seen a little more of the mansion, so I'm sure it would be beautiful to stay at the mansion if you have a chance. I'm in desperate need of some cold water right now. We just spent a few minutes back at our hotel room and I changed into long pants, and that is because we are next on our way to the Capitan Mosque, which is one of the most well-known, biggest mosques in Georgetown. And the sign says that it's open from 2:30 to 6 p.m. on Fridays, but then the guard said it's not open right now. I think it's about 4:30 now. But he said to come back after 5 to come in. So we might come in, but also on the sign it says strictly no video camera inside. So I probably won't get to show you what's inside. Can I have for 2? 2. Yes, please. How do you say the name of the temple? Ku Kongxi. Thank you. I have to admit that in the morning we visited the Chinese temple, and I wasn't sure of the difference between that temple and this temple, but we were just walking around right now, and this is the Ku Kongxi temple, and so we just walked in, got entrance, which is 10 ringgits for entrance, and now gonna go see this temple. So good thing we stumbled back into this temple, or we would have missed it today actually. Put on my sticker. I'm glad we did not miss this attraction, although we almost did, but it's very impressive. The detail, the decorations are just extremely well detailed and impressive to see. And this is actually a clan house. So the family that commissioned this shrine temple, they used it to worship their ancestors. And this is said to be one of the best preserved and most famous clan houses in Penang, and actually all throughout Southeast Asia as well. But that's really good to see. Yeah, the detail was very impressive. The reason we missed it in the morning and walked right past it is because the sign is sort of on the inside. So if you come, there's the sign right on the inside there. But from the street outside, it's kind of easy to miss. You can just walk right past it. So just remember that if you visit the Ku Kongxi temple.
Em lô mai cải.
Rồi mai cày.
Okay.
It's about 6 p.m. now. We have been walking around all day long, and we just stopped in for dinner at a restaurant called Tai Tong Restaurant, which is a dim sum restaurant. There is a huge Chinese influence in Penang, in Georgetown, and so there are many Chinese restaurants and many dim sum restaurants. They're especially famous because they serve dim sum for lunch and dinner, whereas dim sum in Hong Kong is typically served for breakfast or brunch, but I am happy to eat it at any time of the day. And so they still have the push carts that go around here just like old school Hong Kong style, and so you can just choose your dim sum right off the cart. And they also have a full menu of a bunch of different Chinese dishes, and I ordered a couple different dishes, just some roast chicken and some vegetables, and then I'm gonna eat some dim sum and drink some tea and do the chili, kind of chili sauce. I'm not sure what this one is, but I think it's shrimp and pork. That one just exploded with juices. Oh, that's hot. This is roast chicken, and even though we had chicken for lunch, chicken is always a good idea. And the lady recommended it to us. Oh, that skin is crispy. Let me start with the drumstick. And let me tell you something funny about this plate. It's served with a little stack of Pringles on the side. I have never seen that one before. But what you're supposed to do with this type of roast chicken is just dip it in the salt and just get a little bit of salt on there. Oh, that chicken is so juicy and oily. And this is a plate of stir-fried gailan with garlic, she said. And luckily she hooked me up with some chilies as well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that makes it even better. That was a decent meal for dinner. Not the best dim sum I've had, but very good, and good food, and nice to relax there and to enjoy the peace and quietness of dinner after a long day of walking around and exploring Penang. But it has been an excellent day. I can't even remember everything we've done, but we've been to many places around Georgetown and gone into many houses and seen lots and lots of the architecture. The entire city or the entire area of Georgetown is just a living museum, and it's just great to walk around. There's delicious food, and I love the diversity of cultures represented in Penang. And it's just an amazing town, and Georgetown is an amazing place. So hope this video gives you some ideas about things to do when you are in Penang, especially Georgetown. And thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below, and I'll see you on the next video.